for Victory. Once I saw Victory, I never wanted to be Barbie again. The plastic legs that can't move, the stagnant pigment of her skin, the blonde hair, the pink lips, the huge breasts but lack of hips, the constantly pointed feet that imply heels 8 inches high, those vacant blue eyes, and don't forget the smile to suggest that she never cries. I buried my Barbies in the backyard at 10 and I never went back again. Because the winged Victory of Samothrace stood on a cliffside in victorious stride to commemorate a naval battle so incoming ships would be rattled. As enemies neared her port, they knew her people weren't one to thwart. Her marble body stood on the stern of a ship, no hands, no grip, firm footing, no slip, beautiful from realistic hip to hip, and that's just the way that she stood for the people of her neighborhood, and until her message was understood, you see, Victory stood in a way I knew that I could. And I look at her and I think, when did women stop being gods? Like against all odds, we've become nothing but mounds of flesh and flaws. We decided not to utilize, vitalize, and ignored all these vital signs because at times we brutalize, dehumanize, scrutinize, oftentimes to homicide and suicide. And the survivors, in my eyes, are left to simply compromise and take comfort in that overused line, well, things will get better. Just give it time. But for Victory, there is no consideration of the devalued proclamation written in catcalls and time stagnation. That's the female damnation that runs rampant throughout our nation. It starts in the first glance of her strong stance, and that battle long ago won romance, because freedom should not be left up to chance. She's stepping forward, onward, outward, as if no societal slurs are overheard, and as if this thing called sexism never occurred, because I just don't think anybody ever told her, well, you celebrate winning naval battles like a girl. For Victory, there is no indignity in the robe falling from her knee, not a sure sign of indecency, just what it means to be free naturally. Her robe cascades like waves into the floor, yet I know there's nothing that she's asking for, and you could call her a cheap score or an easy whore, but you never looked for more, never went beyond the nearest shore. So if she's saying something, she's not asking for anything, and it's your fault if you find she's tempting. She's not defined by a wedding ring, but she can hold the whole world from wing to wing, because we all know it's just too heavy for a string. For Victory, nothing is limited, and I think it's time that mindset is distributed. The winged Victory of Samothrace has no head, no dread on what's said, not misled or misread, just ambition and wing spread. She's what's missing in today's misrepresentation, and she inspires misbehaving, because it's time to be MISS communication. No revolution is silent. The critics say she implies movement, and I just want to take it and use it, because if it's him or me, I'm paid less. And it's my fault if I'm right for how I'm dressed. Female is a negative to a positive male, yet we used to be gods on a massive scale. So I refuse to let time be the excuse for my gender's blind abuse. We have this moment to decide how history is done. Because she has no head, the goddess of Victory can be anyone. I don't have even a moment to consider being limited or weak or worried about the societal constraints of a defined femininity, because I'm busy sculpting the marble in me. I buried my Barbies in what society said and stopped to think about how I was being led, because these shoulders are going to need a smart head. You grow this body, you know this body, and nobody but you can own this body. So you can be quiet, wait and sit, or you can get your ass up and you can do something with it. Despite those who reside in complacency, I'm not one to let a white flag fly free when I know there's more fight left in me. And I can't be the only one with a goddess in me, and I'm so fucking sick of passivity. And maybe this time someone will hear me. I am the marble of female rights. I'm unafraid of cliffside heights. The revolution ends with me. There is no rest for Victory.